just want to say before this video gets started that I really don't feel good right now, and I'm just out of breath, and I don't know, I'm just I feel just, I don't feel good right now. My head's thinking about a bunch of stuff, and I'm supposed to go out in service. I'm supposed to leave in an hour to go meet the group, but I really don't feel good. I kind of feel like I'm going to be sick. I know I'm not going to because that's just part of who I am, but yeah. So I'm making this video for some of my friends who might want to know what's going on with me and my health, because I have so many statuses and things on Instagram being like, oh, feeling sick, can't do this, or oh, had a horrible day because I was sick, da-da-da. So I just thought I'd get into it because a lot of people know that I've been sick because they've heard it from me or somebody else, but they don't actually know what's wrong with me, so I just wanted to get that straight and put it out there. I've had health problems all my life. I've had stomach problems all my life. My family, my dad's side has had stomach problems like colitis and some other things. Colitis can get pretty bad actually, but thankfully I don't have that. But I've just had really bad stomach problems since I was 7 or 8. It started getting really bad at 7 or 8, and I actually had to go to the emergency room a few times. It actually wasn't that bad, but it's kind of embarrassing, so I'm not going to say it. But I had to go to the emergency room a few times, and they had to put me on these gross medicines. I had to drink prune juice, and they made me this weird concoction with bran flakes and mushed up, and it was just really disgusting. So basically, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to have to live with growing up having stomach problems. That's just who I am, because my dad's side has stomach problems, so I just have to pay for it. So at about, 10 or 11, I started seeing a gastrologist and everything, and I thought, hey, why not try to go off stuff with milk, so maybe I'm lactose intolerant. And I did, and I felt so much better. I wasn't getting sick nearly as much, and it was just awesome. And I did end up being lactose intolerant for a few years, but gradually it started to just fade away, and now milk products bother me just as much as any other thing does. Another thing is, at age 9, I was diagnosed with OCD, and I ended up having just some different OCD problems where people think OCD is all about, oh, I'm a clean freak, or I have these things where I have to count my steps, and there is plenty of OCD like that, but my OCD is where I obsess over my fears. If I have a fear, I obsess over it to the point where I have anxiety over it. I hyperventilate. I have to take medicine, because if I've had to take medicine since I was 9 years old, and since I was about 9 or 10, I've had this fear of throwing up. And I have only thrown up 4 times in my entire life. I was never sick as a child. The first time I ever got sick was around 8 or 9 years old, and that just made it so I was just scared half to death of it. And any time my stomach felt the little bit upset, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to throw up, I'm going to be sick, this is the end of the world, what am I going to do? And because I had stomach problems anyways, that made it so I had anxiety so much, and then when I got anxiety, I made it worse. So I could feel a little bit upset, and then I'd start getting stressed out about it, and then I would make myself so sick to the point where most people would be like, okay, I just want to throw up and get this over with, but not me. I would be sick to my stomach for days, and I just was so scared half to death that I was going to be sick. And I never actually ended up getting sick. Only once, actually a couple of weeks ago, I ended up getting sick because I stressed myself out so bad, but besides that, I have never actually gotten sick because I thought I was going to get sick. And the times that I have thrown up in my life, this is kind of gross, I know, but the times that I have thrown up, it wasn't that bad. I did it, I'm like, hey, that wasn't really that bad. Why do I stress out about it so much? But I do. It's just, that's who I am. I have OCD. I have health problems. It's just who I am. My friends growing up, they knew that, Sarah, my really close friends knew that I had OCD, because I would have it so bad that I'd say, hey, do you think I'm going to be sick? Am I going to be sick? Do you think I'll be okay? Do you think I'll be okay? Can you feel my head? Can you feel my head? It was just really bad. I ended up seeing a counselor for a couple years, but she really didn't help me. I really just did not feel like going there. She was annoying, and I didn't really feel like she was helping me in any way. All she helped me to do was learn how to do some breathing techniques when I was, really stressing out, but I stopped seeing her because she just wasn't really doing anything. Okay, so now about my whole thing about like, oh, it's because of my health, da da da. I am 18 and I turned 18 this past August, and last November 2011, not this past November, the November before, no, it was like September or October, and that was the time that I started my senior year of high school in public school, and I started getting sick, like really sick. I was nauseous pretty much 24/7. Every little thing I eat, I would have a carrot, and I would be sick for the rest of the day. I did not know what it was. I started seeing more specialists. I went to this hospital in my state that's like a bigger hospital, and I was seeing a specialist there, and she told my mom, she says, I am going to fix your daughter. And guess what? She gave up on me like, what, 5-6 months later? So I went on all these different medicines. I went through all these different procedures. Not procedures. Well, I got like blood taken, and then I got like a biopsy, and I got like the endoscopy where they put me to sleep and they put like this camera tube thing down my throat and down to my stomach. And then I had this. Well, this one's weird. I had to eat radioactive eggs, and then they had to take pictures of my stomach to see how long it took for my stomach to empty. So all the things I did, everything came out, you know, like A-okay, she's okay with that, da da da. So my doctor was basically like, I have nothing else I can do for your daughter. Like, there's nothing else I can do. So that pretty much stinked. But I knew some doctors in my Kingdom Hall, aka I am one of Jehovah's Witnesses. So yeah, they're natural doctors. Like, it's all, you know, home remedy stuff. It's all natural stuff. Some doctors don't believe in it, like, you know, the high up doctors that, you know, go to school and everything. But these doctors, I can't even really explain what they do. But one thing that really stinks is my insurance didn't cover it, so that's another reason why I didn't see her in the first place, because my insurance covered me going to see the doctors at the real, like, hospital and doctors and everything, but with the whole natural thing, my insurance didn't cover it, and it was very expensive. So she ended up doing these testing on me, and she tested everything in my body, like is it this, is it this, is it this, and finally I found out that I had Candida. Candida is a yeast infection, and yes, that sounds disgusting because when people think of yeast infections, they think of it like in the mouth or in other unmentionable places. But Candida is actually a yeast infection in your body, and it can be in your organs, in your blood, in your lymphatics, in your adrenals. It can just really, really attack your body. And the thing is Candida, your body, when you have Candida, it feeds off sugar. And that explains why throughout my life I have just really loved sugar. I've been a soda-holic, I always craved sweets, and yeah. So I had to go off sugar completely. Like, you know, sugar is in everything. You gotta remember that. It's in bread, luckily I could have natural sugar like in the fruits, but not all people with Candida can have natural sugar. Some people with Candida can't even have fruit. And some people with Candida, it even comes out of their skin, like out of their literal skin, like out of their arms or their back or whatever. But luckily I didn't have that. I just had it in 10 of my organs and systems, and in my lymphatics, and in my adrenals, and in my blood, which is kind of bad, but not as bad as some other people can get. And it has prevented me from going to meetings and out in service and hanging out with friends and special trips, and just my normal everyday life has just completely changed because of this whole thing. I had to leave my senior year of high school, which really, really, it just really stinked. So it really stinked because, you know, I went through the whole, since first grade, went through public school, and I just couldn't wait for that day to, you know, walk down the whatever and get my diploma and get my little tassel, my little hat with a tassel, and my gown and walk with my class, but that didn't happen. And that's one of the most depressing things I think that's ever happened to me, because it's just, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, I'm obviously going to graduate. I'm graduating through a homeschooling program, but it's just not the same, and it will never be the same. So I am still taking the medicines. I'm so bad about taking the medicines, because it's like, oh, gotta take it this time in the morning, this time of day, and they're so gross. Not just a pill. It's like these icky drops that you have to put in these natural, like, herbs and whatever, and this tea, and just this whole regimen and stuff that has been really hard for me. And I really got to get my butt in gear and start taking the medicines, because unfortunately I haven't been able to go back to the doctor because it's been so expensive. So I won't be seeing them again till March, and that'll be close to a year since last time I saw them. So hopefully they're going to test me, and I'll see how much of the Candida has gone, and if I have anything else, any new health problems within my system. But hopefully by then, you know, it'll be gone, and I just want to be, healthy. I want to be a normal 18-year-old girl. I'm tired, I'm weak, I'm so ready to just be done with this. So if you ever hear me saying, oh, I don't feel good, or da, 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 or I feel like I'm going to be sick, or, you know, don't pity me in the sense that, don't be like, oh my gosh, she's sick all the time. You know, I'm kind of used to this. I mean, it's kind of sad that I'm used to it, but I am. I mean, you can pity me in the sense where you can realize that this isn't just, I don't know how to explain it. It's not something, like I said, a normal teenage girl should have to go through. I should be out having fun with friends, and I should be able to have a job and work and all that different stuff, but I can't. So, I hope this video gave you some information, you know, a little bit more whatever on me and what I'm all about. And yeah. I'm basically just a big, sick nutcase. So, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another, hopefully, beauty video, unlike this random talking video. Bye!